really interested to find out more about the kind of people that should be getting involved in this project and why. Now, I can see that, for example, people that are environmentalists are going to want to be involved in this kind of groundbreaking inner city project. Obviously, there's a lot in terms of design, construction, maybe of interest to the public sector, to politicians, universities, researchers, investors who want to make some money from this kind of thing and other technologies, as well as the community that might eventually be this project might end up being built there. But let's look at each of these in turn, Ian. The construction industry, for example, builders, should they be getting involved right now, and why?
Well, yes, because look, it's a case of being able to, if you have a passion and you sort of see this could be an opportunity. You might necessarily have all the skill set yet that would allow you to do it, but we encourage people to be involved, because if they want to create new directions, and you're a great builder, you have the necessary skills. This is going to add a whole new leaf to the way you build stuff.
So there are going to be whole new credentials. There are going to be new materials, new design components, new problems to be solved, and supported. So there's going to be some learnings and coaching along the way for companies. Similar thing for design.
Look, I think well, we've got a lot of certification processes in Australia. We've got the Green Building Council, of course. But we're using Living Building Challenge, and that is engaging in terms of community. So a lot of designers are already on board. I think more often than not the case is they passionately want to get involved in these type of projects. Yeah.
So that's going to provide benchmarks. There's a competitive nature to that. There's a chance to win a global award. How about government? State and federal government, is this something that they should be getting involved in?
Yeah, look, obviously it starts at your local government, who are going to be the ones who are going to have to sit down and decide whether they want it in their area. We're obviously looking for particularly councils who are already engaging in this process and who would see this as being a great opportunity. But we've also got to realise that there's a whole process of that you have to go through for getting these developments, or any development for that matter, on the decks.
I could also see this being of particular interest to universities. There's a research component to this. If this is going to be shown to be a viable project, there's the zero carbon, the sustainability, all of those issues. So do you see universities getting involved?
Yes, Hugh, I do. Look, we talk about the issue that we're doing a low impact, zero carbon developments, but what the challenge is here is actually we've got to engage and understand further in a real life situation, and this is what this development is going to be. It's going to have real people living in these places, how it actually works and how achievable it is to have a low impact, zero carbon development. And I think that's really places a lot of emphasis on universities and research and an ongoing development of the ideas.
In a similar way, I guess, companies that are involved in cutting-edge technologies may well need to, or you may be wanting to get them involved early on. I believe you've already got one example.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been speaking to Tesla. Now, we've all, and obviously Tesla, they are the manufacturers of electric cars. They're not hybrids, they're electric cars. And what is saying, well, look, we've got to really push the envelope here, and we've got to look for the opportunities to find how we can actually make this actually work for the future. So this development will not only just sort of say, look, here it is, end of story, this is it. We want to have something which can grow. We're not looking about how we can actually take the components and add value as an ongoing process through the life of these developments. Because also remember, this is not just the development, it's also the community. So they're engaging in there as well. So it covers all those areas.
And in terms of adding value to people, to the community, let's not miss the investors.
Sure.
Obviously, this is a major urban development.
Sure.
It is going to take money to
Sure.
build it.
Sure.
Should investors be getting involved at this stage?
Of course. Look, I mean, obviously, we can't even think of starting a project without the monetary resources and investment that will come from. We're looking for people who are maybe passionate about the idea of doing this type of development, but also, it's about creating an opportunity, because this is not just about low impact, zero carbon developments. This is about creating opportunities, Hugh.
Okay. So you see people getting a good return from being involved in this project?
Well, there's obviously the bigger the investor, the more obviously they expect in terms of their returns. That is something to be negotiated, and yes, I would expect people to get a good return. We're also looking at other ways to allow the smaller investor to be involved.
You've mentioned crowdfunding.
Well, that's
on the radar.
Yeah, it is. There's changes in legislation in I think it's in Australia now, which will allow us to actually crowd finance these type of developments. The ask we're looking here is probably in the millions, so it's not exactly not something small, and that's one of the challenges that we face, is actually how do we make a large development which is trying to do so much, how do we sort of engage with all those people involved who could invest in it?
Okay, and let's not forget the environmental movement. There are people there with experience, with ideas, but potentially also a passion for solving the kind of problems that are kind of come along unexpectedly in this project. Well,
again, that's a good question here. I think that's probably where a lot of us are coming from. We are facing some major challenges now and in the future, and I think what we've got to do is got to be able to address those in ways that we can create a major resolution, a major transition away from the things we're doing at the moment. But again, I'll say to you here, this is about creating opportunities as well.
Okay, so in terms of participation, we've got anybody that's in the construction industry that's interested in getting involved in this groundbreaking kind of project. Designers and architects. We've got the high-tech industries that are helping us to create things that are going to help create a zero-carbon future. There's the environmental movement, there's the government, universities and researchers, investors at every level from small to large, and eventually the community, wherever the site is chosen. So if you are in any of these categories, really interested in getting involved, then watch this space, follow the links and find out as much as you can. Thanks very much, Ian.
Thank you.